What's up? So we're gonna try this little video podcast thing instead of the weekly roundup just for a little bit. See how it goes. Um, who knows if it's gonna be a hit, but we're gonna try it anyway because you know how we are. We're very extra, and so let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna look at a couple of the matchups from last week. We got Vava putting on a little show, getting a little nice victory against me, which was pretty hard considering I'm trying to move up. This ain't really helped me. Vava 163. Rohit. Rohit didn't really have to do much. I mean, he had him a very nice week, but he did not have to do much against Alex, who is, I don't even know if he's alive at this point in fantasy terms, but Rohit went ahead and gave him a 7-2 thrashing. And same thing with Justin. Justin went ahead and just gave it to Bob. I mean, Bob just turned around and said, "Here," and this man just Bob. Justin took it over. Justin said, "Hold on, let me get into this real quick," and he just whooped that. He whooped it. 7-2. We're gonna go to this. What was possibly the matchup of the week with Richie and Gokul. Went down to the wire, and Gokul won 5-3. I mean, that's a tough loss for Richie, especially with Chris Paul being out. I mean, these losses are piling up, so he's going to have to want to do something soon. And then last but not least, and what was just amazing, Nitin, who has been on fire this whole league, this last couple of weeks, took a beat down from Ashik, 8-1. I mean, Steph Curry was just on another level. So let's talk about Rohit's team for a little bit. Rohit has been on a very, very historic run. To put it in perspective, Gokul, the last 14 games last year started off 11-3. Rohit is 12-2. I mean, that's crazy. In itself, he's just breaking records. And he is just destroying everybody, in the league. He's just not letting anybody have a chance to go in number one. He basically, if he wins this week, he clinches the first seed in the playoffs. I mean, I don't even need to tell you about his team. You've seen his team. So, I mean, that's just something else. And he got the all-time record in threes this year. Of all time. He got it this year, 77 threes. That's crazy. He's in the top 3 in every category except for field goal. I think field goal he's in the bottom 3. But I mean, this is a team you have to watch out for, in the playoffs. You don't want to play them. With the remaining record of the 4 teams that he has left to play, they combine for a record of 27-29. So he's gonna be kind of cruising these next 4 weeks. But considering that he already clinched, or he's about to clinch the first seed, I mean, he don't really have to worry about much. And then we go to Justin, who's number 2 right now. Justin has been very up and down, but he did get some guy by the name of Russell something. And, I mean, he got him a nice little team right now. I mean, that's going to make a huge difference come playoff time, really. Having the guy, having the likes of Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook on the same team, For the last 4 teams that he got playing, they combined for 29-27. It's not bad. I mean, he's still, going to have him a little competition, especially with number 3 coming in, Mr. Vava, the hottest team in the league right now. I know this is what he's been wanting to hear. Vava he has 5 wins in a row right now. He is just unstoppable. And I think ever since the John Wall deal, he has not lost a game. That's huge. I mean, if that doesn't tell you that's the missing piece, then I don't know what does. That's huge. Vava's been on a roll. Vava is tied for second place, and he's looking to move up. And I mean, with the team that he has, I mean, Drew is finally stepping up. You know, Drew has been on another level. He's finally found out that there's nobody in New Orleans other than Anthony Davis, and he's starting to play like it, and that's good. And it's working out for Vava. And but the only problem with him now is with Anthony Davis on his team. That puts a huge question mark on this team come playoff time. Can Anthony Davis stay healthy? And I guess that's where risque business comes in. So we'll see. He's tied for number 2 right there. And then we're going to go to number 4. Hold on. Number 4. And I don't mean any disrespect. Ashik, you got a great team. But I am absolutely convinced. If you want to be a top team in this league, all you need is Stephen Curry. That is all you need. I mean, and like I said, no disrespect to his team. When your third round pick is Serge Ibaka, I don't even know where Serge Ibaka is right now. I don't know whose team he's on. But when you have a team that you weren't sure about, and you have Steph Curry on that team is okay. I mean, that is just ridiculous. Okay, I am convinced that you just need Steph. But Ashik this is the best year he's had all fantasy in his fantasy history. He is sitting pretty at 8-6, and he has sole possession of number 4. Yeah, I just don't know. Paul Millsap has had a very subpar season, to say the least. It's just been, up and down, but he has found a way to do it, and he's doing all this with about 5 centers on his roster. So we'll see how that goes. I did forget to mention with Vava. Vava has the hardest schedule as far as the last 4 teams games remaining at 34-22. And Ashik has 28-28, so he's about the same. I mean, he has a very up and down. Next, we go to the next 3 teams, which is Goku, Richie, and myself. We're all tied at 7-7, looking for that 5th spot. Richie has had a very up and down last couple of weeks, especially with Chris Paul out. He has a lot of the same players. Braun, Dre. Teague has been absolutely crazy, but this man does not have any front court help as far as blocks and rebounding goes. And believe it or not, this team is having the most trouble scoring. I mean, that's crazy to me. Richie is last place in scoring with 6,700 points. Next to him in 9th place is Bob, who has 400, almost 500 more points than him. So, with the trade deadline approaching, Richie definitely want to look into that. But then again, we know how Richie trades. I'm waiting, for a last minute offer of Draymond and Julius Randle, for a Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant deal. I'm waiting for that one. We're gonna see how that goes. But we'll see how it is with Richie. Richie always ends up okay. But right now he's sitting there tied on 5th place. Then we got Goku. Goku has been one of the hottest teams. Him, Vava, and Nitin. They have just been, and I'll get to Nitin later, but Goku has just been, James, I don't know how he does it every year. He always ends up with the MVP. Yeah, I'm saying James Harden is MVP this year. Sorry, Justin, it's not Melo. Sorry, Nitin, it is not Isaiah Thomas. Sorry, Vava, it is not, what's his name? Victor Oladipo. It's not. James Harden's MVP this year. This man always ends up with an MVP every year, and it's leading him, exactly where he needs to be. But it's not just James Harden. Mike Conley, DeMar DeRozan, they are all doing their thing. Batum is doing CJ McCollum. Everybody on that team is just It's flowing. It's flowing, and it's working. And we're gonna see how that goes. So right now he's tied. He's one of the hottest teams in the league right now. He had a really tough but great win last week, and you know, hopefully, I know he's gonna want to move up, especially as a reigning champ. You want to, get that opportunity to be able to repeat, considering we've only had one back-to-back championship winner in this league. He wants to make it two, and if he wants to do that, this team is meshing really well. So he just got to continue to do what he's doing. The third team that's tied is me, myself, and I. It's been a lot of question marks. It's been a lot of trades the last couple of weeks. We'll see what happens. Without Chris Paul, it's very interesting to see what Blake does. Eric Bledsoe, if he's healthy, he's looking like a top 15 player right now. And I don't care what y'all say, but Nikola Jokic, and yes, I am being very biased right now, but Nikola Jokic is a top 5 center. I do not care what you say. He has just been balling more than Cat. He's been balling more than Whiteside. You cannot say that he is not. That is very biased, and I don't care what you say. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Nathan. I'm looking right at you. I am saying this. Don't be telling me this man is not a top 40, top 50 player. All right? Man, it's balling. But we're going to see what the team does. Gordon Hayward, Kyrie Irving. We'll see what happens. Right now, they're in a little bit of funk. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. They're all tied for number 5, trying to make their way up. And we'll see. Sanjay, I actually have... I said my own name. I don't know why. Dang. Let me try that again. I have the easiest record of the 4 teams that I have left to play with 23 and 33. Basically, if you're playing Bob or Alex at this point, you got you an easy win. Yeah, it's sad. Normally we only have one team that's booty cheeks, but now we got 2 teams that are booty cheeks. So it's just booty. You just get whatever you want. And number 8, we got Nathan coming in to round off the top 8 for the playoffs. Nathan has been on fire. He's been picking it up. Last week he got pulverized. He got demolished. But with Isaiah Thomas, who would have thought that Isaiah Thomas would be balling like this? I think that's what we always expected of Nathan to ball like, Isaiah Thomas. Considering that they're both 4'11", this is what we saw him as. This is what we wanted him to be. Fortunately, he couldn't be. Maybe because Isaiah is a little more light-skinned than Nathan. I don't know what it is, but Isaiah's been having him a great season. It has been... I don't think anybody was expecting this. Cat is starting to look like the number 6 pick. I don't know if Nathan want to go back and make his pick Kawhi again, but Cat has been looking really nice. The only issue with this team is with Melo and the whole trade speculation. Who knows what to expect with this team? With him. But with this team, what is it going to do for this team? We'll see what happens. But right now, Nathan essentially has clinched the last playoff spot. And he's only 1 game out of number 5. That is how, tight this race is. He's only 2 games out. 2 games out of number 4 and 3 games out of number 2. So that's how close this is. It's not that far off. So then we're going to go ahead and talk about Bob for a little bit. I think Bob is just not made for fantasy. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. Bob has always been up and down. His all-time record prior to this season was 29 and 31. Right now he's 32 and 42. It's just been a tough season. I don't think Whiteside was worth that second pick. I think this is karma for never responding to anybody's text messages. Yeah, that's what you get. But it's been a tough year for Bob. Thanks for joining us this year. You were splendid. We appreciate all the losses that you, or all the wins that you've allowed this league to have. Um, we appreciate your money, for sure. Um, and yeah, we can't wait to see you next year. And you know what's worse? You know what is worse than knowing that Bob was bad? There's a team that was, and excuse my better team than him. There was a team worse than Bob. Scratch that. There is a team worse than Joseph. Joseph. And we're going to have to give it to Mr. Alex Poppin, a.k.a. the Thor. Looks like he's going to be the Thor this year. Alex, on paper in the beginning of the season, looked like the best, one of the best teams in the league. He's not looking like that now. But who would have thought? I mean, I never thought it would be this bad. 2-12. Come on. I mean, you know, Joseph had the decency to at least win 4. He had the decency to win 4 games. And you sitting over here with 2 wins in 18. I mean, it's only been 14 weeks, but I mean, I know you want to stop setting your lineups and stuff. I mean, come on, man. Just have the decency to win at least 4 games, right? You don't want to be that bad, right? You still can win money out here. I mean, it's just atrocious out here, man. It's just bad. I mean, I'm about to, man. I can't even do this. The team is horrible. Oh my god, bro. Man, that's just bad, man. I don't know what to say about that. But Alex, thanks for playing with us. We enjoyed your money as well. We can't wait for you next year to draft Damian Lillard and Paul George or Anthony Davis. Anyways, as far as playoff implications go, right now, actually, Vava and Justin play each other next week. And that's very important considering that they're tied for second place. Justin did win the first game, so that could end up being very important. As far as Goku, Richie, and myself, I mean, that's going to be a little tougher to figure out as far as who goes where. But I mean, with those, I mean, if it were to stay the way that it is, with Nathan being the 8th seed and these 3 being tied for 7th, 6th, and 5th place, I mean, that's the difference between playing, Ashik, Vava, or Justin. So, I mean, that ends up becoming a huge deal. But yeah, so that's about it. Appreciate y'all checking in with us. Y'all have a good one.